Okay, welcome everyone. And as I said, we're going to be doing some rock mining, so that should be a good time. Hopefully you guys are all ready for the good time that is bound to happen. And I'm low on food and beverage. So let's just see what I got in local inventory. Otherwise I'll just have to sit in a med bed here. My apologies for not being ready to go, but you know what? This is as much a part of the game as anything else. And littering is definitely part of this game. All right, let's get going.
Welcome to the ROC vehicle retrieval system.
We're going to take the Valkyrie today.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
These fast elevators. Gotta love them. I know some people don't, but I definitely do. Okay, so we got the mule in here. We'll have to dump that. We go pick up our rock. Oh, looks like I got in some action. Don't remember firing any missiles or... Okay. So we're going to be going to... I like to mine at either Aberdeen, Ariel, or Magda. And I am going to choose Magda, but I'm also going to hop out and get myself a hot suit, just in case. Just in case I change my mind. I got a lot of undersuits. Interesting. I'm missing some undersuits. Huh. That's weird. But that's okay. Grab that, and then I think we want a backpack. We want the matching backpack, right? Okay, that is cool. That's all we need. double check that my marker is still there. Looks like it is. Did an entire stream the other day, and I forgot to set the scene properly in OBS. So I did an hour, a good hour, well beyond an hour, and it was a black screen, so not the most interesting of streams. We're getting it together. We are getting it together. We're starting to get our controls and our settings all worked up and tested, so it's starting to come together. I'm pretty happy with how quickly you can pick things up and stream content nowadays. So hoping to do more of these. I want to do at least 3 a week. You know, maybe hit the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule of some kind. But until I sort that out, just be on the lookout. We do have a Discord. I'll try to add the link to that in the description of this stream so you can join. And the entire schedule, once it's finalized, will be posted there. So hopefully, we will be we'll be doing a regular schedule. I know that's the kind of the best way to build an audience, and I'd really like to get more people, and hopefully this becomes a reoccurring thing, and we see some good responses. So please like and subscribe. I don't have a graphic that flashes up right now to remind you, so you'll just have to remember that on your own, and I'll have to remember to tell you every once in a while until I get around to that part of the streaming process. So right off the bat, I really like going to Hurston, the Hurston system, because basically all 3 of the moons are very good for rock mining. Aberdeen is by far the best, but it does require a hot suit. And I think probably a toss-up between Daymar and Ariel as the second place. But Daymar's all the way in this Crusader system, so you know, you really gotta want to go there. You know, unless that is kind of where you hang out, then I recommend Daymar. But Magda is the 4th, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I was gonna wait until I got here and decide. I think we're gonna head to Aberdeen since we got the suit, and we want to go from there. And again, Aberdeen is pretty hot, so you do have to be prepared with a hot suit. And we just gotta find a mining station so we can pick up our rock. And we're gonna also drop off that mule so that we don't have to worry about parking. It will fit in the Valk along with the other vehicles, so both vehicles will fit at the same time, but you do have to kind of, you know, muscle your way in a little bit, and it is just easier to not have both vehicles, you could just fly in a little faster, in and out a little faster. So that's the game plan. And then we can jump right into mining. Now, of course, we're on the dark side here, and we're not going to mine anywhere near the HDMS Norengrad. Sure we don't run into anything. Should start seeing some lights here pretty soon. See, third person gives you a better view of what's around you. Not totally in the dark here. There we go. Lights help, but only if you get close. We're not going very fast. I don't want to crash, you know, that's one of those things. I don't want to crash on a stream. There we go. Take the big one. Speaking of crashing, jeez. Coming in hot there. There we go. Not too shabby. Alright, we'll kill the engines here, and we're going to head down and do a swap. So I did open everything up, and normally that's a bad idea. Let's see here. I think I'll do that. Just to be safe, right? And this will make transporting ourselves to the place where we can spawn the rock a little faster, since we're gonna kind of just get rid of this guy. Now I think I'm just gonna dump this and I'll reclaim it at a later time. Be a safe citizen and close this ramp. Gotta be careful with this one because it is fast. Look at that. Look at that. The Velk has to be the fastest ramp in all of the verse. actually do own 2 rocks. And when I do go rock mining, sometimes I'll take both in case one breaks down.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Your insurance claim has been sent.
I can wait the 10 seconds. I'm not in that much of a hurry. And I'm usually not. I usually just wait for the claim. It's not that big of a deal.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
So I do want to just double check that I don't have anything in the mule. Sometimes I will leave things in there after a looting run. Cool, that looks pretty empty to me. Awesome. Let's just move on.
Systems activating.
You can see we only have about 9 minutes left on survival, so, you know, wearing the suit, it is kind of optional. I mean, you can break a rock in time and scoop it up, but because I think it gives you like 10 or 15 minutes of survival here without a hot suit on there, depending on what kind of armor you're wearing, which has a little bit of protection. But since we're just doing this, loading it up, no reason to go crazy. But before I forget, I will change now. There we go. All right, we're ready to do some mining here. Let's go pick a spot.
Landing gear raised.
have a lot of options to jump to on Aberdeen, but we're going to get a little bit further over to the sun side of this moon, because I don't like mining in the dark. I mean, who does? Actually, I know somebody who does, and they love it because you can see the instruments much easier, you know, the high contrast. And, you know, since everybody does mine on the sun side, I guess that kind of makes life a little easier for them. And we're going to have to jump to OM1 because we're still not there. And I think we're just going to head in. This will take a little bit of time, but you know, you can jump to one of the mining stations and then just head out, you know, 10 or 20 kilometers, 10,000 or 20,000 kilometers from there and start mining, just pick a direction and go. It'll be a lot faster than what we're doing now, which is, of course, jumping in from an OM station, which is further out from the surface. And I'm not sure if the altimeter is working or not. And if it is, we will have an issue there, but I think we should be pretty good. We'll just pay attention to where we are. And we'll take it easy as we come in. So this is one of the better places to actually mine for hadanite. There's 3 kinds of ores that we're interested in, and one of the 3 is worthless. That's dolvine, but hadanite is the best, and then aphrite is all right. So that's kind of how you can remember that. Hadanite, you're tight. Aphrite, all right. Dolvine, don't waste your time. We're getting kind of close here. We want to be about 1,000 kilometers up or under. kind of getting close to that threshold. And we're doing pretty good here. We can get a little lower if we really want to be adventurous, but I think I'm just going to, again, kind of take it safe here. I'll get my angle set to 179, so I'm only looking at things that are ahead of me and immediately to the side of me. And when we're looking at these boxes, what we're looking for here is a new box that shows up somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 kilometers from where we are. So there's one right there. And then you start to spam the ping here. And if it stays a box, when you get to about 1,000, it's a gem. It turns into one of those star nodes you see off on the left in the lower left of the screen. And that's a rock. So we know this is going to be gems, but we don't know what kind of gems. So we're going to go and check it out. Go into scanning mode here. Looks like it's just, is that just a single rock? Yeah, it's probably going to be Hadnite. It's going to be a single rock. Yeah, it's Hadnite. So, the decision here is, do you want to get out and mine one single rock? I don't. So I'm going to skip that one. Wonder if we're on a dead server here, because I haven't seen anything pop up and we got those nodes that are not going away. Oh, there's a rock. Well, that's good. That was a little over 5,000, so we know that that's probably not a gemstone. There's a 4,000 though. There's a couple of rocks. Let's see what they are. Now you can usually visually check too, but I'm not great at picking the color out. It's not as obvious as like Quantanium. Okay, Hadnite. There's 3 here. You know what? In the interest of just watching me fly around as a bad thing. Looks like I had my gear down already. Turn the engines off, and I always power up the shields, max out the shields. It's just a smart thing to do. Yeah, you can get in from these doors. Come on. If you can figure out how to close them. There we go.
Systems activating.
And since we're going to be kind of hanging out, I don't think we need to really worry about.
Fracturing mode on.
Somebody,
Mining mode on.
you don't need to worry about somebody coming by and griefing us.
Warning. Power critical.
Kind of inopportune time for one of those messages to pop up. That's okay. I don't usually crack more than 2 rocks in a row, like the laser to kind of cool off. It's kind of superstition, I don't know, but these rocks tend to break down quite often, so best to be prepared.
Warning. Power critical.
As soon as it hits that green zone, the properties change and it just takes on energy way easier, so you got to be prepared. I didn't do too bad of a job, but
Extraction mode on.
I usually power it way down just before it hits the green. Seen some people do different techniques for scooping. Honestly, the more you move the laser around, I think the longer it takes. You just kind of leave it, and look how much it grabs. So just let it scoop up, maybe grab that far one.
Fracturing mode on.
Yeah, that was a little bit better. if you do move the laser around a lot, what happens is these gems just fly around a little bit more, and they'll just kind of make their way to the laser head, but then kind of get thrown off because you move the laser. So that's why you keep it steady if you can. And of course, if you overcharge, then these things just go everywhere. Now there's a diamond over there, and it's going to be a dud. It's going to be literally the one that... Oh, it disappeared. Good. Usually my ship turns into a diamond marker. And normally this is where I would actually have, I would take all of those gems that I just scooped and I would put them in the Valk using voice attack, but I don't have voice attack set up with streaming right now, so we're just gonna leave that alone. And we'll just kind of limit how much mining we do, because the rock will break down and it's a pain to move those gems to a backpack or directly into a vehicle. So that's a pretty good haul, so looking pretty good. Boy, that is really surprising that we're not picking up anything. I have my angle set right, so it's not that. It's on the side of a hill, and it is also just one. There's two there. Always curious what we have, you know, since we weren't seeing a lot of things pop up. It's had night. So if we can find a good parking spot, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, we can. I'll take him, you know, we'll take him. There wasn't, it's kind of slim pickings, so we're gonna take what we can get. Did I just get? I did. Done that 1,000 times. I've never been injured from that jump. I just close those. I actually don't even need to, right? I mean, for the same reason I'm not gonna close the bay. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and if there's some person lurking in the bushes, You deserve the Valk. Enjoy.
Systems activating.
Yeah. Still gotta work on my driving skills here a little bit. I'm getting better. I'm getting a lot better. These land vehicles on a keyboard are difficult because you don't have analog. So your throttle is kind of a bunch of tap, kind of a bunch of tapping. It's very loud.
Fracturing mode on. Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power.
Just gonna compliment myself for how well I was doing with this rock. But not too bad. Not too bad. The thing that I'm working on most right now to get better at is sort of the sound engineering part of streaming and kind of mixing the various sounds that are, you know, the in-game sound versus this background music. And so I do appreciate your patience as I sort that out. I know
Fracturing mode on.
it may not be perfect, but you know, as they say, you just kind of need to go and do your stream. Don't overthink it. I'll go backwards. This thing does turn on a dime. You just have to kind of, as I said, you just sort of tap. If you're on keyboard, you just gotta kind of tap the throttle. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. This is a really tight turn. So I'm not gonna risk that. Because when you hit these guardrails here, whatever they're called, I've had the Valkyrie explode on me. So I'm a little paranoid about that. Okay, we're doing good. Doing really good. Let's go find some more rocks. kind of keep my previous bearing so that I'm not flying in circles. But I guess at this point, because there's only been a few things popping up, that might even be a better approach. So you see, again, just to reiterate here, you see those 8,000, those things just pop up. I know that those are not gems. They're too far out. And that one that just popped up is under 1,000, and that is probably a hand mineable. It went away as quickly as it showed up. So we can ignore those as well. The sweet spot's between 3 and 5,000. And of course I got to keep track that I'm getting closer to one of those other boxes that were there. And so those are still not good boxes. We just decreased our distance from them. So one of those dropped off. It's starting to get a little hazy here too. So we may... Good thing we're scanning so regularly, because we can do two things at once. 2,000, I think that popped up, right? Yeah. I like this attack angle, kind of. That's what I do in prospector mining as well. I just get the prospector kind of like it's heading down at a steep angle. Has more of a purpose for prospecting because you can get a better angle on the rock itself, but this is also beneficial in not, you know, kind of slamming into the ground. So we'll check that one. Just another 2. It's Had Night. Okay, yeah.
Landing gear raised.
Whoa. What? I swear I hit my landing gear button, but it didn't deploy fast enough. Compensate for the slide. I know some people, they'll just risk it, you know, and they'll just go, and that's probably close enough to the ground, but I'm just not one of those people. I'm a safe miner. I don't like taking risks. Although that really isn't, I mean, it's not a risk. You just have to move your ship. You can get in. We're not going to bother closing the doors this time. I think these things were behind us, right?
Mining mode on.
I like to keep the laser out of the way. That's why I'm moving around. I could mine from farther away, actually. That's probably the preferred way to do it, but I like to get up and close to the rock. Say hello before I'm going to break it, you know? That is a dumb thing to say, but c'est la vie. Rock was pretty jumpy, actually.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical.
I think we're getting a little desync there. That was
Extraction mode on.
a little jumpy for even a rock. And we'll see if that gem over there on the right becomes kind of the... Oh, no, sometimes there is one floating in the sky there. So we know that's not real. All right, well that was 2 runs, that's great. I want to keep going, obviously. I was hoping to get a cluster of Hadanite, and I'm stopping for 2s, so I'm kind of wasting time. But it is okay to want to mine, you know, like you kind of want to get that first one done, so that you're not sitting around not mining, right? I mean, that's the whole point.
Landing gear ready.
It's heading west, kind of in a westward direction, but I'm going to stick with this direction. rescue beacons because there's an event going on right now. And a lot of people hurting. This is kind of the one thing about Aberdeen. You can head in kind of a direction and it's just very, very hazy. If you jump into third person, you get a better view, but of course you can't scan. So you really just kind of have to grin and bear it. And it's fine. You know, it is kind of one of the things for being here. I can't remember if this was a gem or not. So we'll go check that out. That is not a gem. I think this one might be. Nice little cluster. Let's see what we got. Oh, actually, it's only 3. I thought there was a lot more there. Dolvine, too, so that's no bueno. Try a couple more here. It looks like, to me, this is not a lot of activity. And I might jump to aerial, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from where we are now. So we'll let this one be the decider, because this is going to be some gems. So we'll see if it's Hadnite and it's a cluster, we'll stay. If it's not, well, we might just stay anyway. I mean, who are we kidding? We're here. I saw 3. It looks like 2, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not above mining 2 rocks. It is Hadnite. And the ground looks good.
Landing gear deployed.
Really can't wait until they have dynamic doors that just go down to the ground no matter where it is. That seems like a huge time saver for us if we can get that. Yeah, that's what I thought. I went the other way. I'm not going to spend too much time. It's 2 rocks. Let's get it. Come on, Dan. There we go. All right, there we go. Scoop these up and maybe we'll do a little scenery change, you know, hit aerial anyway. Just don't feel like we're getting the clusters here that I want. That's one way to run into some rocks.
Extraction mode on. Mining mode on. Fracturing mode on. Warning. Power critical. Extraction mode on.
A little bit of an overcharge there, but looks like that was cool. Only a couple missing. It's kind of the relaxing part of rock mining. It's just you are engaged, but just enough to kind of sit back and relax. You don't really have to be in a hurry. You don't have to run off to the refinery to get Quantanium offloaded. And you're probably not going to come across another player unless you invite them. So you're kind of just all out here enjoying the scenery. Daymar is a good place, and Aberdeen where we are now is just another kind of beautiful place to mine. I think actually all of them are for their own separate reasons. So actually I want to see it.
Mode off. Mining mode on. Extraction mode on. Extraction mode on. Mining mode off. Mining mode on.
It's a good idea to check the health of your components every once in a while. I mean, look at that. That's a screenshot. You can say a lot of things about this game, but you can't say it's not pretty. I mean, you really can't. It's just such a well-designed game, visually, just absolutely unparalleled. At least in my book. That's what got me to play this game. Alright, I think what we're going to do is we are going to hit up Ariel, which is the next moon over, and we'll do a little more mining there. I think that's the game plan. It's always a good idea to upgrade your ship. You know, obviously you know that. If you're, even if you're new to the game, I'm sure you understand the idea of
Quantum drive is now up.
upgrades, but the quantum drive is the first thing I upgrade in every ship because I just appreciate being able to get where I want to go faster.
Quantum drive is now on.
Now, normally I wouldn't jump to a mining station, but I kind of want to speed things along a little bit, see how things are here at Ariel. And I want to make sure that we have more mining than flying. That's the goal. Very simple goal for this stream, right? Just show you the action.
Quantum drive is now
Very likely to run into somebody. So we're going to head to the sun. And that looks pretty good to me. And we're going to see Ariel's very similar in that you can kind of get lost in the haze here. There's a glow here that you will run into if you are anywhere near the sun. And, you know, it's fine. As long as you're pinging anyway, you can see where the surface is, and it's pretty easy to avoid crashing. And if the altimeter is working, which it is here, that is also a really good, you know, safety mechanism. I know there's some gems over there, but I'm going to skip them. I'm not far enough away from the mining station to be safe. So we're just going to kind of blast through this a little bit. I'm only pinging so that I can keep an eye on the new boxes, like that one that just popped up over there on the left. Again, that's most likely a gem. But we're chasing the sun here too. I'm heading west, and the sun is nearly set. So that means we don't have a lot of daylight, but kind of looking it along here. Okay, I think now is a good time to start paying attention. There was that 4,000 that just popped right up. Nope, that was there. The sun is high enough in the sky that we'll get to the rock and start breaking it before it sets at about this point, so I feel pretty good about where we are. There's a hand mineable. Just pop up so quickly, it's easy to ignore those and just kind of leave them as they are. So So far, no good, huh? It just seems like there's a gem right there. Let's cross our fingers because we're not doing very much here on aerial. I used to mine here all the time. It's a really good place to mine. You know, I guess maybe because a lot of people didn't know about it, so the spawn rates were pretty much in your favor. I saw 2 flashes, maybe 3. Look at that big cluster over there that showed up. That's all rock minables. It's not scanning, so we're gonna move in a little closer. Looks like that rock was in the way. Which is cool by me. Dolvine. Dolvine is not fine. So not the best so far. Just found that one cluster and it was just Dolvine. That was a weird transition, wasn't it? Just really hard to ignore. I want to keep hitting the screenshots here because this is such a beautiful moon to mine on. There's one right there. And maybe one over there to the right as well. I wasn't paying attention, so. If I go too long without mining, I get itchy. Where'd my rocks go? Oh, oh, that was what was going on. Yeah. I think we may have been on a kind of a dying server, which happens, you know, occasionally. And when that happens, yeah, rocks start to get harder to scan, and you know, kind of the signs were there, I guess, that we got a 30K. We were flying at the time, and I'm just curious, and maybe you are too, what happens to our character, and are we going to respawn anywhere near where we were? So let's find out what happens. I have to quit the game. Then jump back in here. Sorry about that. So we'll give this a go. I think that actually is, you know, kind of on me. I should have been checking chat for people messaging 30K, and I should have landed and been ready for that little situation. So that's on me. We'll let this roll, and then we will jump right back in and see where we are. I think my rule for 30Ks on stream is going to be, you know, I don't know, two or three. If I do a 30K stream just with nothing but 30Ks, I think that's a sign that you need to end the stream. It's not fun watching loading screens. So that will kind of be how I play this moving forward, is if we get, you know, kind of how I feel on 2 or 3, depending on how quickly from one to the next we are. I may just end the stream at that point just so that it's not boring. We'll see. See how it goes. I love this music. Oh, and it just dropped off as soon as I...
Outlaws belonging to the Nine Tails gang have taken over several commercial platforms on Crusader. The CDF needs any available volunteers
Well, I ended
to sign
up
up via their contract manager.
where I didn't want to be, which is probably ARC L1. I'm still in my suit, which is interesting. I am at ARC L1. All right, let's go check and see. I'm curious. So my ship should be stored here. And I'm just going to double check that. And then if it is, I should still have my Hadanite that I collected. So I should be able to sell that here. We're going to find out. First, let's check the ship.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
I mean, there it is. It's stored, but we're going to retrieve it and store it.
Selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
All right, let's go sell. Let's go sell. Or at least try to sell. Let's see if we can. I think we probably have, I would say, 50,000. That's my guess. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't really keeping track. So you can sell gems here, which of course you never really do, because why fly all the way back here when the mining stations are so close? But let's see what we get. Oh, the Valkyrie doesn't even show up. So that's no bueno. Okay, because I don't have it in the Valkyrie. I've got it in the ROC, which means I'm in a situation where I need to transfer. And I'm not about to do that one by one, and I don't think voice attack is set up. So what we're gonna do is let's go back and sell. Oops, come on.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Goodbye.
So we should see the Valk should still be, sorry, the ROC should still be in the Valk, so. Yeah, and let's just check the cargo. I just learned that you used to be able to take that cargo box out, and now you can't. And it doesn't look like it's here. Oh, that's a little upsetting. I really thought that would persist through a crash, but it did not. It did not. So, 130K, not the best example of rock mining. I haven't had very much luck with the stream so far. This is only my second stream, but last time I was trying to show box missions, and we just got into all kinds of bad luck. But we rolled with it. That's part of the game. We roll with it, and we're gonna do the same thing here. Let's head back out into the fray.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
I think we'll head to Magda.
You are clear to launch.
Magda's always a lot of fun, and we'll just do a couple of runs. We're not gonna go crazy. I think it's also kind of as I start to do more streams, clearly working on being the most entertaining and engaging as I can be, and that's just it's gonna take some practice. So
Landing gear raised.
I would rather do a bunch of shorter streams than a few long, boring streams. Because they're going to be boring, let's be honest,
Thank you. And please visit
until I
again.
get my streaming chops. And I'll get there. You will be laughing. You will be crying. You will be engaged. I promise. It's kind of a long hike to Hurston, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, and we're going to see if we can get some gems. I mean, I don't think I lost all that much. What was it? 20 SU, something like that. I think I didn't have a lot in the rock. I don't tend to keep a lot in the rock because they break down so frequently, and if you do some rock mining, I would recommend that you do upgrade your rock. I believe you can upgrade the power units. There's 2 power supply units in the rock, and then there's one other thing you can upgrade. I think maybe the shields. All of them are size 0, and you can get them all on New Babbage. So I know it's a bit of a hike, but I do go there. I do grab those size 0 components, whichever. I know for a fact the power plants, there are 2 of them, and those are the most important. That's why I remember those. And then the third one escapes me, if it's a shield or if it's something else. But I do upgrade that as well. And when you do upgrade the rock, it becomes much, much, much more reliable. Because I have yet, in all of my rock mining, I have yet to fill the rock up before it breaks down. And so you just got to be aware that that's going to happen eventually. So when you are at half of your cargo load capacity, you should start getting worried about the rock breaking down. And you can check the power and check the health of the power. That's always a smart thing to do. And it'll tell you the health of the power plants. But you really very often find that it's gonna drop from being pretty healthy and workable to completely inoperable in the span of a minute or so. It's very, very quick in my experience. So when I do rock mining proper, as I mentioned, I have voice attack, and every single time I come back to the ship, I make it a point to unload every gem into the Valkyrie.
Quantum drive is now off.
So since we've already got our rock, not really sure what health it's gonna be. We'll go to HMS Han. That's or Han. That's a good distance away. That's gonna be on the sun side. And Magda, like every planet and moon in Star Citizen, is absolutely beautiful. So, you know, you got to kind of take rock mining. One of the things that's nice about it is you're out on the surface a lot. You know, you're in your land vehicle in the rock, of course, but you really are in some nice scenery. So soak it up while you crack some rocks. It's not just about cracking
Quantum drive is
rocks all the time, you know. So we'll fly away from the station and head on down to these beautiful pink mountains, which usually are not where you want to be. You don't want to kind of be in mountainous areas because A, they don't spawn very well there, and B, when they do, you gotta crack these gems on the side of a mountain, and that's no fun. That's a good sign. There's 3, but again, they're kind of on the side of a mountain here. But I think we're gonna just... Oh, that's more than 3, so... If we're looking at Hadanite here, which I don't think we will be, I think we'll be looking at Aphrite. That's my guess. Worse. Dolvine. I think there was another one over here, right? Yeah. Let's check that one out. Can't have 2 Dolvine clusters in a row, can we? Looks like it might be over the other side of this hill. See how the attack angle is just the way to go, right? Well, that's a nice cluster. And it's Hadanite. All right. All right. We're gonna try this little spot over here. I think it's
Landing gear deployed.
going to be as good as we're gonna get without doing a heavy travel, so. Did I clip my wing there? So that's cool. We can kind of leave it like that. I mean, actually, that looks like the back landing gear is not even positioned properly, so we'll try to split the difference a little. Man, gotta work on my third person, and that's gonna be okay for me.
Engines offline.
For all that Hadnite, that's gonna be worth the trouble.
Systems
Kind of a steep, but it's fine. Now this is going to take some. I could probably go over those, but okay, we're looking good here. I kind of want to be positioned here to see. I think they're going to get trapped in that little ridge when they break. Don't think they're going to fly all over the place, but we'll find out. We're going to find out.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
I see this happen quite a bit where there's sort of a long delay. Okay, we're looking okay on those. Let's just see what we get. I'm still gonna crack 2. And then I'm gonna scoop. That wasn't a very big rock, so. before we move the rock, I'm gonna scoop up these left ones. You guys are just fascinated by my thought process of scooping up gemstones, aren't you? This is the part where I'd be like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. If you've made it this far into the stream, let's be honest. You're going to be okay with whatever I get to in the future. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. I know there's a bunch over there on the right. And that could just be because of the typography, the, what is the word? I can't think of it. It's the word about the land. The land. It's just the hill that we're on. It could have been less fancy in my word choice. Yeah, we may be on, it may just be the ridge, you know, that we're on the hillside, that gravity is taking its toll. And move those gemstones over to the right. And these other ones will break accordingly, so no use in chasing them all down.
Extraction mode on.
Yeah, they are kind of scooting down to the right, aren't they? So I might scoop these guys. Let's scoop them while we can. And now there's probably one over, yeah. Again, it's kind of a time reward balance that you have to have in this game. And I prefer time. I prioritize time. So it's not worth chasing down one gemstone at this point. We're in a nice little cluster.
Fracturing mode on.
No, I know that's going to be in the way. There we go.
Warning. Power critical. Extraction mode on.
Give the mining laser a little bit of a rest. I've been told, although I've never confirmed this on my own account, so don't quote me on this, but I think the mining laser can overheat. And if you give it a bit of a rest, that helps with overall health.
Fracturing mode on.
But again, don't quote me on that. Sometimes in those situations where it's just rising so fast, it's just easier to kill the laser and then bring it back up to power as opposed to try to pull it down from power. I'm gonna crack this last one. doesn't look very big. That's 0.84, but they all are 0.84 in mass usually. It's the percent hadanite that you care about, and that's a high percent of hadanite there, so.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical.
There we go. And again, I'm just trying to keep the overcharge down
Extraction mode on.
so they don't go flying over this little ridge that we have, which has so far worked pretty well. It's kept most of the gems from sliding down the side of this hill, so it's actually worked out pretty well. So we're looking at 11.3. Let's see what our cargo is after this haul. That one doesn't want to scoop. So we will move on. Oh, you see it got scooped there? That's weird. I was nowhere near that gem. And it got scooped. Okay, let's kind of do a little survey here. I think, yeah, we're on pretty level ground here. So we're gonna go over and check out these other ones. And see if we can scoop the strays. And you really have to ask yourself, like, how much tracking down of stray gems do you want to do? Everyone has their preference. I just, I do it until I'm tired of it, and then I kind of, if it's choppy ground or running into rocks, I might do a little bit, and then I might just call it. Again, see, it looks like I gotta kind of go over this guy. There's some over there. Let's see if we can grab them. I'll do a little of this, but I'm not gonna, just not gonna spend too much time tracking down diamonds. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with what I got so far. Only 17.1 SCUs. That's not a big haul. But we want to get some money, right? We did lose a fairly substantial load. And, that changes how you continue to mine. And for me, I just at some point I want to get money in the bank. And so I'm anxious to do that. That's sort of the goal. When you lose a load like that, you're kind of like, you know, you're on borrowed time. And now we get to do this. Oh, that wasn't bad at all. I thought that was going to be a much more choppy, violent experience, but that worked out pretty well.
Systems off.
Right. Well, obviously we would have continued mining, or I could continue mining. I think I'm going to wrap things up. Again, my kind of purpose here with these streams, at least the initial ones, is to keep them short and sweet. As I get to practice the streaming, the whole setup process is, you know, it's just one of those things that you really need it to be second nature. It's still kind of a checklist thing for me, which is good. That's fine too.
Landing gear raised.
But my preference is to spend some time, you know, getting things sorted out. So that it's a smooth operation for everybody. So we're just going to pick a mining station, and in fact it doesn't even need to be here. But we were close to one, right? So we can kind of assume we didn't travel that far.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
The other thing I like to do when I mine, when I rock mine, is do a little looting in these mining stations, because they can just be a nice little bonus for, you know, the effort. Sometimes you can find items that exceed the value of the gemstones that you just mined. Check out those rescue beacons. There's just a bunch of them, huh? Someday we'll do those. Do a stream of rescue beacons. That would be fun.
Landing gear deployed.
I'm always very early on my landing gear. Not exciting landing if you don't just drop the gear at the last possible second, but that's the way I roll. So we're going to try to sell these directly in the Valk. But we'll see. We'll see if I need to pull the rock out to sell. I'm going to leave the Valkyrie set up for some more rock mining because I intend to do some more streaming. And I'll probably continue to do rock mining. Now I'm back in civilization. I'm definitely going to lock this puppy up. And I'm going to leave this. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. The risk here is that the mining console, the terminal, won't recognize the contents of the rock, and then I'll have to pull it out. But given that I'm shortchanging you on rock mining, I'll let you watch this. So we'll see. Some loot boxes. There's a red one. That's definitely going to be something I'm going to check out. Yeah. So these Novikov helmets go for 1,500. So kind of keep that number in mind. These other helmets go for 200 to 300 credits. So we just made 1,500 there. And I don't think we're going to make that much. Should we guess? I'm going to say 40. 40. Oh, 47.3. Not that far off. Yeah, so, not the best. That's a box mission, 45K. But then you just, tack another 1,500 on that. And that's a nice little bonus. And we get our money right away. I mean, you can't beat that, right? I mean, as much time as you want to put into it, you get your money, and then you're off to the races. Yeah. So I think we're going to call it. Kind of make this the time for us to say our goodbyes. And wearing the custom Pembroke suit. It's a subscriber item. It's the Snowflake. Is that what it's called? Let's take a look. Oh, the Ivory Edition. That's it. Yeah, so this is the Ivory Edition subscriber item. And, a little more fashionable than the tinfoil default Pembroke suit. So I like it. And by the way, these helmets, you can find these in loot boxes in the mining stations as well. They're not actually, there's kind of a bug, I believe. I don't think you can sell them. So they just kind of become things to have. If you have the suit and you want the matching helmet, you got a few spare in case you lose something. But yeah, so again, I had a lot of fun doing this. I absolutely love streaming and sharing my experiences with you guys. So I do appreciate you watching to the very end, and I will look forward to you liking and subscribing this. Hopefully join the channel and check out some of the other streams that I'm going to be doing. As I said, I'm going to be doing regular streams. I absolutely love... Did you see that? Did you see that guy just jump? He just like quantum leaped over to the terminal there. That was interesting. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Thank you again. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me and having a good time on the stream. I know I am. I hope you are. And we look forward to, kind of seeing you in the future and doing some more and sharing some more adventures together. How about that? All right. Later, everyone.
Give a little piece of mommy, got somebody. Touch up on my rum pum pum, he craving that.